Hello, welcome to Crack House. I'm Finn, and this is just a quick tutorial on how to make flag maps using the GIMP application. Right, so first things first, this video tutorial is using GIMP. There will be alternatives in any other program, but I'm more comfortable with GIMP, and by that I mean the GNU image manipulation program, not the other. So once you're in GIMP, you'll need three major layers. You want a plain white layer, you want it to be just the pure white colour. You want a layer that's transparent, so you want nothing else on it except from like the outline of the countries that you are doing, which is where you're going to paste down or merge down the flags themselves. And you just want an outline of the countries as well on a separate layer if you want. That could come in useful later. Anyway, so here I've got my map. It's just of Europe for sort of World War I sort of borders. So you can see it here. Ideally you want the outline to just be a solid black line. It's the pencil tool. These are just the settings that you can use, and that just creates a solid black line when you just scroll like this. So once you've got that, you are going to want to just drag in your flags. So I've just got them in a file here. I'm going to do France first. And you want it, we'll turn off this for now just so it only hovers over here, and ideally you want it to, for sort of like the side that's the shortest to match with the external borders. So we'll see it the other way with Germany, but as France is a vertical tricolour, you want the width of it to be at the furthest point sort of on either to the left or right of it. So if we do that, in order to do that, it's Shift S for the scale tool. Scale, so it looks something like this. So you're going to want to, if you Control C and then Control V that, you get a copy, M for the move tool, and then you can just stack them on top of each other. So what this means is that with more complicated flags you don't want to miss out on the details of the side, so by doing this you just avoid that altogether. Right, so once you've scaled it the appropriate size, you can just sort of copy it about so that it's all of the appropriate sort of size, so you get the most details possible. You try to obviously avoid these sort of colours, so you just have a little bit of overlap with the layers. If you go over, hold over the layer in the bottom right corner and press W after you right click on it, then it will just merge down. So obviously in this case Corsica is a part of France but isn't included, so if you, it's your choice. I mean, it's obviously going to be red, but you could copy another one and sort of just flip it so it's covered in red. But I'm just going to fill it with red later because it doesn't actually matter in terms of the scale. So we'll just check. So as you can see, every single bit of it, so from this little bit down here, is within the bounds of France. So if we get rid of this, we'll get rid of this, then go on to your outline layer. If you press U, that'll get you onto the Magic Wand tool, and by left clicking you can just have an outline of France. So I'm also going to do all the little islands. So if you hold Shift and then click, then that will add a separate selection to it. If you hold Control and then left click, then that will remove the selection. So if I'll just go around the whole of France. Right, so now I've got every single little island except from Corsica, and as you can see we've got our outline here. So make sure you're on the right layer, click on the layer that I've labelled white, that should just be white, Control C that, so you copy that bit, so that will just copy this bit of France. You go onto France itself, the flag layer, and you want to right click on it, add layer masks, which you can just do in a button, but I'll just show it like this for now. Add for layer masks, you want black full transparency and press add. So as you can see it looks like it's disappeared, but it's got this sort of green and black outline to the country itself. So what you're going to do now is Control V to copy this, and what this has basically done is it's put a hole in the mask so that all you can see is just the bits of the country that are within the sort of French expansion. So it's a floating layer right now. If you press M and then just click anywhere on the image, and it will properly merge down. So what I'd recommend doing now is have all of these flags on the same layer. So press So right click W to merge down that. I'll just fill Corsica with the red for now. And as you can see, we've just got France now. So that's all fine. Now I'm going to do the same thing for Germany, but I'll just run through it a little bit quicker because we can use some things to just quicken it up just through the pressing of individual buttons. Bring in your German flag. You want, because it's the tricolour, you want it, that's horizontal, sorry, you want it to extend to the lowest point and the highest point of the country, ideally. So what you might want to do here is, because it's not like a square exactly, and some bits of the country are thicker than others, you might want to just paste another one on top so that you sort of get an equal amount of each bit, if you know what I mean. It's going to become more obvious when you see it, but ideally you want sort of an equal look at each colour, but because it's not a regular shape, it doesn't always match up to sort of what you'd hope. So we'll move this like this, I reckon. Control C, Control V, Shift F to flip, hold Control and it flips it vertically. Don't hold Control, it flips it horizontally. Obviously you can't tell in this case. Move it up. Obviously you can make it line up, it doesn't really matter if it's not within the boundary. Right click on the layer, W to merge it down to it. I think all of it should be alright. I mean, you can't tell because of the black and the black outline. Let's select the outline. Pretty sure those are the islands. Go down to the white layer, Control C, go on to Germany, left click, press the letter Y. This will come up with this. Add, Control V to paste in the layer. It should look like this. Obviously just check. I mean, occasionally you'll have a problem where if it's not all within the boundary, then it will move up a bit. So make sure if that does happen that you just move down, or like move in whatever direction it's wrong so that it fits directly within the borders. But this all looks okay to me, I believe. So just click M for the move tool, click anywhere, and then it's all like that. Right click on the layer, W to merge down. And I mean, that's the basics of it really. I mean, as you can see there, it's all within the layer. If you wanted to do any of these ones, it would also work. So this just avoids obviously any overlap, and it's nice really. Right, so now I'm just going to show you some some sort of things you can add on top to make the maps more interesting. With the outline, all you have to do is just draw a slightly thicker line. This one's solid, but if you do use the paintbrush tool, then you can draw a sort of line that has these bits here that aren't quite a full solid colour, and that just adds a little bit of interest and a bit more depth to the image. We've added a couple extra layers. We've added a background as well, so that's just a solid colour, but obviously you can mix up, do whatever colour you want, or have a gradient layer as well. I've added a gradient layer. We've got the thick outline, and we've again just got this outline here. So the gradient layer also has just the black outline in it, so you can easily select it. On the gradient layer, select all of the bits of France or whatever country you're doing. So as you can see it all. I'd recommend turning off the thicker layer so you can see everything. You're going to press G, which is the gradient tool, which looks like this. You're going to want it to be an angular shape, because otherwise it won't actually go to the centre. The gradient is FG to transparent. With this bit here you can reverse it, because occasionally it will sort of go, the black will be in the centre rather than around the edges. Opacity 100% obviously, mode normal. We just copy this, left click and sort of drag towards the centre, and it will make this sort of pattern where it's darker on the outside. My colours here, FG is the foreground, which is this one. I've just used pure black, but obviously if you wanted to, you could use any other colour. Control-Shift-A to deselect that, add back the thick outline, and you get this nice little thing here. And it looks good, you know. I'll show some images on the screen now, but it is just, you know, really nice looking. Yeah, it just adds a little bit more to the image so it looks a bit nicer and isn't just a generic, you know, white background, just some flags on it.